This webinar is brought to you by Vermont Family Network. Hi, my name is Terry McLaughlin, and I'm going to be talking today about understanding procedural safeguards, which is parents' rights in early intervention. This training module has been developed to give you an overview of your rights while receiving children's integrated early intervention services. Safeguards, also known as rights, have been determined by the Individuals with Disabilities Education Improvement Act of 2004, commonly referred to as IDEA, to protect parents and their children with disabilities. These safeguards are designed to help you have a leadership role in determining services for your child. If your child is eligible, your child has the right to a one plan. The one plan meeting includes members of your child's early intervention team and anyone you wish to invite. Meetings are to develop or review your plan should be at a convenient time and place for you and your family. Anytime you want, you can request a one-plan review, change, discontinue a service, or request a different service that will help you and your family reach your outcomes. If at any time you want to change your child's plan, the team, including you and at least 2 individuals from separate disciplines, must participate. One of those individuals must be your service coordinator. IDEA has identified specific timelines to ensure early supports and services are identified and begin as soon as possible for eligible children. The multidisciplinary team has 45 calendar days from referral to evaluate, determine eligibility, and to develop a one-plan and individualized family support plan, IFSP, for your child. It is expected that services start by the projected start date in your child's one plan. Sometimes there are exceptional family circumstances in which the process will exceed the 45 days. These might be due to family vacation, moving, or other circumstances. Transition conferences must be held at least 90 days before your child's 3rd birthday. If your child was found eligible to receive EI services with less than 90 days until their 3rd birthday, the transition conference must happen as soon as possible. What is parental consent? Parental consent is not only giving written permission, it also means you have been fully informed in your native language or other mode of communication of all information about the activity for which you are giving consent. You understand and have agreed in writing to that activity. You understand that your consent is voluntary and that you may withdraw your consent at any time. You will need to give consent at each step in the process. Before evaluations or assessments, early supports and services are provided. Any changes are made to your child's one plan. Any exchange of personally identifiable information, such as to a doctor. The team, which includes you, will make some recommendations for your child's one plan based on the evaluation and assessment results, and you will be asked to give consent. You can accept some services and refuse others. You can refuse evaluation of your child. You can refuse a service even if you have already accepted it. It's important that you fully understand what you are being asked to give consent to. If you are unsure whether or not to give consent, request more information from your service coordinator. Prior written notice. Written prior notice must be given to you before an EI program proposes or refuses to make changes in your child's eligibility program or services. The notice must provide the activity being proposed or refused, the reason it is being proposed or refused, all safeguards that are available to you under the EI program, including how to file a complaint. The notice must be in your own native language. Access to records. Each EI program is required to keep a record of each child receiving services. You have the right to inspect and review your child's records. When you make a request to review records, the program has 10 calendar days to provide you with access to your child's records. You may, at no cost, have an initial copy of your child's record. Any additional copies may be subject to a fee determined by the EI program. Confidentiality. The EI program values the information you and other services and healthcare providers have learned about you and your child. We will ask others for this information, but we need your written permission to do so. Just as the EI program needs your permission to get your child's records from other providers, the records that the early intervention program will develop will not be shared with anyone outside the EI program unless you give your permission. The EI program will assure your records are kept private. Sometimes parents and EI providers disagree. As a parent, there are informal steps you can take when you feel your child's services are not working or need to be changed. One of the first steps you can take is to talk to your service coordinator, the person providing services for your family, or request a meeting with the team working with your child. There are other options to consider if you do not feel that you can work out the problem informally. Mediation. Mediation is a formal process to resolve your concerns quickly. If the informal way of sharing your complaints does not work, you may file a complaint. Mediation will be offered as a voluntary first step. A trained impartial mediator will facilitate problem solving between you and the EI program. You may be able to reach an agreement that satisfies you both. Airing and solving problems can improve communication and make programs stronger. You will be supplied with a list of mediators to choose from at no cost to you. The mediation meeting must be scheduled at a time and location that is convenient for the program and the family. The EI program is responsible for any costs associated with the mediation process. The Early Intervention Program recognizes your right to make decisions about your child and will take your concerns seriously. An impartial due process hearing is a formal complaint procedure that begins with a written complaint. An impartial due process hearing officer is assigned to the complaint. The hearing will be scheduled at a time that is convenient for you. Unlike mediation, the hearing officer will make the final decision about the outcome of the complaint. The decision is final and the written findings are mailed to each of the parties within 30 days of the filed complaint. Any party not satisfied with the findings has the right to bring it to civil or federal court. Administrative complaints are different than individual child complaints. Individual child complaints typically involve disagreements between the family and the EI provider in regards to eligibility, frequency of services and types of services, etc. Administrative complaints are made when an individual believes the EI program is not following IDEA law. As a parent, you have the right to make a written complaint when you disagree with an agency or a service provider. Consulting staff from the Agency of Human Services and/or the Agency of Education will follow up on your complaint and will provide you and the other participants with an opportunity to receive a written decision from the Secretary of Education or the Secretary of the Agency of Human Services. While any complaint is being resolved in any of the ways described above, you have the right to continue receiving services that are not in dispute until your child turns 3 or unless you and the EIT team agree that it is necessary and not in the best interest of your child. If you need to request paperwork for a mediation, due process hearing, or administrative complaint, contact Kathy Bollinger, Children's Integrated Service Early Intervention Administrative Counselor at the following address. If you have any questions, you can contact Vermont Family Network in Williston, Vermont. Their toll-free number is 1-800-800-4005. At the end of this webinar, we have provided with you with a variety of resources if you want to find more information on Part C IDEA, Early Intervention. And there's many pages of resources for Children's Integrated Services and Early Intervention programs. Thank you very much.